I am going to be fixing the seal on our Vacuflush on our Sea Ray 420 aft cabin, and I've never done this before, so I've watched a YouTube video and now I'm an expert. So here's my toilet that I'm going to be fixing, and I have a few supplies ready. I have paper towels, I have a Phillips head screwdriver, and I have some cleaning supplies because I know it's going to be a mess behind there. And I have the new seal and some glycerin if I need that. So here we go. So the first step, they say, is to take this pedal off, and I'm not sure if I'm in the right location for that, but so it said I was going to need a flathead screwdriver, but it's definitely a Phillips head screwdriver. So the video I watched, the guy was kind of in the way, so I couldn't even see where he was accessing this foot's pedal to take it off. So take that piece off. Now this piece just slides nicely off. I'll definitely be cleaning up these parts before I put them back on. And the next step is this cover here. This is the pedestal cover. That there was just one single screw that I had to unscrew to release that. It's not too dirty, but definitely we'll clean that up before I put it back on. And then there's this metal band that I have to take off. So there's a stainless steel band back here that I have to remove, and it is not within eyesight, so I'm gonna videotape it with my cell phone to get a better idea of what it looks like. Okay, since I've never done this before, I did take a couple pictures of the screw back there, and I just had to, it's actually, the nut is on this my right side of the toilet. Now I'm able to loosen up that band. Definitely fun hovering over a toilet. Okay, I got the metal band to come off. Now I take this half clamp off both sides and make sure my bowl doesn't fall off while I'm doing that. have to find where that water line is hooked to the toilet and take that off. And again, I can't see it. And I've never done this before, so I feel like blind going in there. So I might take another picture just to see what I'm dealing with back there. Sure, one of you who has done this before would know exactly, but I need to go find some evidence. Well, this works out great because now I can pull the bowl towards me and actually see what I'm doing. So another little clamp to loosen up. And this is a flathead screwdriver, so I don't want to mess that back up there. So I'm going to do a little more research of how that should technically come off. Okay, so I got the clamp off, but it's probably been years since this hose has been removed. So I'm having to work on that to get it off and not break anything else in the process, of course. So that's fun. But I'll work on it and we'll get it off. So I couldn't get that little booger off. So I asked myself, do I even need to take it off? Can I work around it? What do you think? Can I just work around it? I'm going to try to work around it. All right, time to take this nasty seal off, and I do not have gloves on, so gross. Okay, so this is the top gasket, and I'm just looking at my new one to see how it looks compared to that one. So when I put it on, I have it the same way. And here's my bottom thinner one. And this bottom one is clearly labeled this side up. So the top gasket is not labeled, so that one must not be a big deal. But this one is this side up. So I'm gonna go get my handy dandy cleaning supplies and clean up this area before I put this new gasket seal on. And I think I can work around the toilet sitting there. So I'm cleaning around this clam-shaped, that the pedal opens up the toilet, and it is pretty filthy in there, so that was probably not helping with our seal at all. So I'm gonna take some quality time here to clean up this area and inspect it for any damages or any. It's supposed to have all smooth edges. I feel like there is a piece missing here. So I'm noticing on one side of the ball, there's, in this plastic ring here, there's a edge that comes over where the ball would open up, but on this side there isn't that type of edge. So I'm just inspecting to make sure it wasn't broken off. I've never seen one of these before, so I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I'll go research that now. So I'm using a little bit of vinegar to clean this up. It's quite difficult without removing this entire base to clean up this ball perfectly. And in the real world, I would probably remove this entire base and clean it to perfection, but I don't have a lot of time. So I'm just gonna do my best with the access I have. All right, I think I'm ready to go ahead and do this side up. It has that nifty little notch in the side so you know exactly which way it goes. And now I'm gonna put my gasket on to help make a nice seal there. Make sure this is a nice action when I push the lever. Nice and smooth. Looks like it has a good seal. Should have done a before and after of that with the old one to see how it was sealing when I did that action. Alright, back to reassembly of the toilet, which shouldn't be that hard since I didn't have to take that hose off. So, but I'm gonna go first clean the parts, so I'll be back. Alright, we are back with cleaner parts. And so now I want to put this half clamp back on, and it has an obvious front because it is labeled front. So I'll be putting those back together and clamping on that toilet. All right, here we go. Putting back together this piece and getting it clamped back together nice and tight. Start righty tighty. I think I have to lose the gloves. Way easier to feel that with my bare hands. It's kind of a small little nut. And my hands are kind of sweaty from the rubber gloves. I am so thankful there's air conditioning in this head. It is probably 90 some odd degrees outside, but thankfully nice and cool in this head. Okay, it's getting tighter. I just need to make sure I have the power to really tighten it up. To hold this toilet bowl together. I'm gonna go double check that. So before I put it all back together, I am going to go turn on the water and see if I have any leaks or anything from what I've done. All right, I turned on the water. Filled the bowl with some water. Now I'm going to flush it. And now we wait to see if it is sealed or not. Well, I'm excited to let you know that the seal worked and the toilet is not leaking. I waited a little over an hour. I think it would have sucked down if it had a leak, and the water is still there. Check it out. Looks good. Thanks for watching.